Hey, all right. So again, apple picking season's upon us. So we're gonna do an apple pie, and it doesn't have to be complicated. You know, everybody feels that they got to do everything all at once, make the dough and do. The best bet is to make the dough maybe a day before, or maybe 3 hours before, at a minimum. I mean, 3 hours before. Don't just make it and then use it. First, we're going to make our dough. We're going to put it in the fridge and let it sit for about 3 hours before we actually put the filling in. Don't make your apple pie complicated. And this is what you're going to need for the dough. I've got 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. I've got 3 tablespoons of sugar. And I've got half a teaspoon of salt. We're going to do this in the food processor. I've also got half a cup of cubed butter in the freezer. That's been in there for about 5 minutes, along with half a cup of water, because those need to be really cold to use them. Yeah, so this shouldn't take more than a couple minutes, so let's get started. Start by adding that 2.5 cups of flour. We're going to add the sugar. We're going to add the salt. We're just going to pulse this a little bit just to get it mixed. Now I have that very cold cubed butter. Add that in. We want to pulse this. We don't want to run it. We want to pulse it until it's worked in and it's kind of like pea size. If you wanted to do this by hand, you can do this by hand. But you know, I searched high and low for a good recipe to use food processor. This makes it so much easier. Maybe just a little bit more. Still got pretty big chunks of butter in there. Alright, that's good. You'll see that there's like little pea-sized pieces of butter mixed in with the flour. And that's what you want. Now we're going to add the water. Again, this water is like, I've had it in the fridge for about 5 minutes, so you can see that it's kind of frosted up here, so it's nice and cold. So we're going to add about half. Give it a little bit of pulse. Add a little more. You want this to just come together. And I'm just going to add the rest of it. And if it's too dry, then you only add maybe a tablespoon at a time. Alright, I think it's a little too dry. Let me just give it a feel. Yeah, just a little too dry. I'm just going to add a little bit. together. See how it's come together? Now we're going to just, pour it out and do it by hand. Then we're going to split in half. Yeah, one's going to be for the top and one's going to be for the bottom. Wrap it well, plastic wrap. That's going to be it for the dough, and then we'll be back. We'll be back in a couple hours to make our pie. Now we're going to start putting the pie together. The dough's been sitting for about 4 hours, which, like I said, if you could do it like a day before, that'd be even better. So this way you're not pressured to do everything on the same day, And now this is what you're going to need for the pie fill. I've got 4 small, these are Snapdragons. And then I've got a couple Golden Delicious. So once these are cleaned and sliced, this should be about 7 cups. I've got 1 tablespoon of fresh squeezed lemon, 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, 1/4 teaspoon, you can't see it, but there you go. That's cloves, 1/4 teaspoon of ground cloves, 1/4 teaspoon of allspice, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, 3/4 cup of sugar, and 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. I'm going to get these washed, peeled, and sliced up, and then we'll put the pie together. Okay, so I got these all washed and sliced up, and to this we're going to add sugar. Give that a quick toss. We're going to add the lemon. Cinnamon, toss, and add that clove, and add that allspice. Add that vanilla. And now we're going to add the cornstarch. Cornstarch is going to make it thicken as it cooks. So I'm just going to add a little bit. Then I'm going to mix it up, and then I'm going to add more. I'm going to put this in the fridge while I prepare the pie pan. Okay, so before I forget, you want to preheat your oven 375. I just purchased this because well, I wanted it. This is a cast iron pie dish, so this is what we're going to be using. Set that to the side. Here's our 1 part of the dough for the inside. I'm going to put some flour down. be okay. You can feel this already, even though it's sat for like 2 hours, you can feel it already loosening up, warming up, I mean. Okay, so now we got our top that we're going to roll out, and we got our apples here. Okay, set that aside. Oh, before I forget, you want to take a couple, 2 tablespoons of butter, kind of cube it up. Cube it up, and you're going to put it over your apples here. Now we get to it. Put the top on. And you join the top and the bottom. You can fold it under. And you could flute it. And now what you want to do is you want to put this in the freezer for about 5 minutes because the dough is soft and you want it to firm up a little bit. So I'm going to put this in until the temperature of the oven comes up. Okay, so we're up to temperature 375. I'm going to take my pie out of the freezer. I'm going to put it on a pan. Now I noticed there's a little hole here, but we're going to put some vent holes in here. So we just do the good old-fashioned vent holes. Okay, now we're going to put it in the oven for 35 minutes, and then we're going to sprinkle some sugar on top, and then we're going to put it in for another 25 minutes. And it goes... Alexa, set timer for 35 minutes.
35 minutes. 30 minutes.
Okay, so it went 35 minutes. I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of sugar on top. And we're going to put it back in for another 25 minutes. Now it's going to go back in. So, we're done. There you have it. So I'm going to let this cool probably till tomorrow. Then we'll cut into it. Okay, so I let this sit overnight. I saw a YouTube video and they said let your pie sit overnight before you cut into it. Let it set up in it. You'll have no problem getting it out. Well, let me tell you something. It worked. This is the next day and it came out nice and easy. So all in all, I'm really happy with the way this came out, and yeah, so I'll have the recipe in the description, and if you try it, let me know what you think. Thanks.